Alright guys, we're back again. Wow, gonna try to get some work done on this Cougar for the Honor Our Heroes Canadian group bill. Been working on this Panzer II pretty much consistently for the past, I don't know, shoot, 2 weeks now maybe. But I'm pretty happy with it. How it's turning out. I'm sure the last pictures you all saw of this, if you're following my build of it on the Holy Toledo, it's Panzer II thread. You saw the whitewash and everything. Well, I went back around all the raised areas, like around these little hatches and stuff like that, with this wash here. Let me get that to focus. Just to kind of highlight the areas. I think it looks better. I'll see if I can get it to focus here. And then I also did some work on the exhaust. It's not quite done yet. So, the numbers on the turret turned out alright. Not great. I hand painted them all, just because I didn't have any red number decals. The only number decals I had were white, and white numbers on a whitewash aren't going to stand out too well, so I hand painted them and they turned out alright. I wish the numbers were more consistent, more uniform, but I don't know, we'll say maybe that this tank originally had white numbers on it, and when they did the whitewash, they painted them red. I don't know. But anyways, that's where that's at right now. These figures, man, I wish I had some better lights in here. These figures are turning out. Come on, get in there. They're turning out all right. It sucks because my computer tower's in the way, and I'm trying to see if this is getting in focus. Come on, focus on it. I need to put something behind it, I guess. Let's try this. So he's looking pretty good. I really just need to touch up his boots, because I got him hot glued to this paint container. So I'll peel that off probably this weekend and finish up his boots, and then he'll be pretty much all done. Then this other figure here, this is the commander. Focus in here. Yeah. There. I'm gonna move the camera. So bear with me for a second. It's gonna be kind of shaky, and you might want to not look at it for a second if you get motion sickness. So I'm gonna take this over here where I got better light. Alright, come on, focus on it. So that's my tank commander. It turned out pretty good, I think. I might redo the color of his goggles because I don't think that's quite right. And I might do... I wanted something to contrast with the dark gray hat, but I think the goggles are probably going to be like a leather color maybe. So I might touch up his belt some because it's kind of, I don't know if you can see the shading I did here on his uniform. It kind of just, really can't tell. I mean, it just looks like, looks natural, I guess. Like the light's reflecting off the high points better, but man, I wish this camera would show it better. But I've actually painted, you know, gradually lightening up all the high points on his uniform. I don't know, I probably put maybe 5 hours into painting him, which seems a little ridiculous, but I don't know, I'm kind of, I don't know, as a lot of people say, you know, we're our own worst critic, so, but, I don't know, I like how the stuff turns out, and, you know, until I'm happy with it, but pretty hesitant to show anybody else. No, let's get it back down. That's on the wrong side. I got this big giant metal baker's rack that I got my desk set up on, and I kind of weave this webcam through it. So, alright, I guess that's good. Anyways, so last time I worked on this Cougar, I was doing the suspension. Let me move this lights. These lights are great for me, but they make everything kind of washed out in the video, so I don't know if I'll continue to use them or not. But I don't really know if I showed any build progress on this or not in a video. But yeah, so pretty much all the suspension's built. I posed the steering knuckles just to make it a little bit more interesting, like the tires are turning. I'll put some wheels on it here real quick to show you. There we go. So I got it turned just a little bit just to make it more interesting, because just straight ahead is just going to look kind of, I don't know, basic. And these tires look really nice. I mean, you know, the mold detail's pretty good on them. I mean, there's a big seam right here. I'm going to put this on the inside because I'm not really feeling like spending a whole bunch of time cleaning up all 6 tires of this seam. The detail's nice. They don't have a manufacturer name on it, which I believe was Michelin, but that's probably just because, you know, they didn't want to buy the rights or whatever to put Michelin on here, which is fine with me because I'll probably muddy them up. My only issue is they don't fit around the wheel grate. Probably can't see there, but anyways, there's this. The tire is just slightly larger than the wheel, so I mean it looks, yeah, it just doesn't look quite right. So I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. I haven't checked all the tires, but the 2 I have checked are definitely, you know, that inner bead is larger than the wheels. So I'll probably end up, I don't know if I can glue these on there or not. And I don't know. I have to look at some more pictures to see how the actual wheel and tire looks. Because sometimes, on like a real car wheel and tire, there'll be a small gap between like the sidewall and the wheel, because the bead of the tire will be on the inside here. You know, it's not parallel with the sidewall usually. So that bead is usually, I don't know, inset from the sidewall. So sometimes you'll actually will see a gap between where the sidewall starts and where the wheel is at, but the bead, you know, the bead of the tire is still in there. So I have to look at some pictures and see how it looks. I'm not really trying to make this 100% accurate to a real one, just because there really isn't a whole lot of pictures of these, you know, being as they were, well, as far as Canada is concerned, they were a training vehicle for the most part. You know, they did do some time serving with NATO and things like that, but for the most part they were a training vehicle, and not a whole lot of pictures out there. I mean, it's not like a Sherman tank where there's probably millions of pictures out there, or it's nothing like an Abrams tank, a main battle tank, there's millions of pictures out there, you know, detail photos. So I'm really just trying to build this out of the box. So anyways, all the suspensions on there, it fit pretty good. I kind of built the differentials a little screwed up, just because I mean, you wouldn't notice unless I told somebody, but in the picture or in the instructions they have them laid out like this, right? So I built them laid out like this, and then, you know, because you got what I thought was the front differential, the center, and the rear differential. Okay, well then when you put them in the vehicle, it's flipped 180 degrees. So really, this is the rear. This is still the center, and this is the front. But so they're all flipped around. All of these little top pieces are facing the correct way, which I believe. Well, obviously it's like the pan, like the differential cover for these, and these little bumps at the end. I think, yeah, each of them have 4. I want to say those would probably be like cooler lines. Well, some of them might run to a fluid cooler or transmission cooler to keep that fluid cool, and then some of them might run to a what's it called, to lock these differentials, basically. So instead of having a differential action where, you know, the power is distributed maybe all to one side or all to the other side, it'll lock that so you get 100%, you know, it's locked. There's no differential action. So I don't know if some of those hoses are in there. I was trying to find a picture of the underside to see if maybe I could add some hoses and things like that to these, but with the way it's going to sit, you would never see that. So I'm probably not going to mess with it. So the last thing I was working on, the suspension, it's pretty much 99.9% done. I just had to add these little steering linkages. Well, when you turn the knuckles, the steering knuckles, that changes your geometry or the length of your steering linkages. So what I was originally planning on doing is just cutting these ends off, and I don't know, I got some somewhere. I got some brass rod. I was just going to super glue these to some brass rod, you know, the correct length. Well, I managed to lose one, and it's probably floating around on the floor here somewhere, because I don't have carpet in here, it's all tile, but it's gone somewhere, and so I might just scratch build the whole thing. So I'm trying to find where I left off at here. Okay, there they are. So there's another piece here I think I left off. No. Maybe it's not used. A1. Let's see, A1. Let's see if we can find it. I should really check on. Okay, A1 goes in the top part of the frame of the upper hole. So I'll probably end up scratch building those two linkages, because if you look in front of the wheels or behind the wheels, you might see them. You know, if they were completely hidden, like somewhere in here, I'd probably just forget about them. But that would probably bother me. Another issue I had with these rear boxes, these would replace the early version had the propeller drives back here, and there's these little plastic covers that go over where the drive output shafts will be. That's driven from the differential. Okay, well, they tell you put these little caps on, and then these boxes go over it. Well, the caps stick out maybe, I don't know, 2-3 millimeters. Well, probably 2.5 millimeters. Then you go to put these boxes on, and the boxes are cockeyed. You know, they push, you know, these little block-off plates push these boxes out. So I pretty much had to sand those plates down to nothing to get those boxes to fit like they should. So the lower hole's pretty much done, except for you know, make those steering linkages. Then I'll work on the upper hole, which really isn't a whole lot too. I got the upper hole piece right here. Yeah, I'll open this up. Yeah, here's the upper hole. And there's a nice ding in the front of this. I don't know if I did that or what. Huh. Hopefully there won't be a big gap now, but if so, I got some putty I can fill it in with. I'm probably going to do the anti-slip on most of the upper hole. I'm going to try to find some pictures to see, you know, where it actually went. And I wish I had some of that rubber putty that Norm uses. Actually, most of you guys use. I think Mr. Hobby makes it. Oh, shake this up. The only stuff I have is just liquid mask, which is natural resin. I used this one time before, like a year and a half ago, and really don't remember how well it worked. So I might try that out, like on the inside, or some scrap plastic, just to see how easy it is to remove. Because, you know, if I'm taping off, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to, not tape off, but to block off. There's really not a whole lot to block off here. Just, I'd rather make sure it comes up pretty easily. I don't want to be, you know, put that stuff down, do my anti-slip, and then be scraping away at it and making a big mess. So, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. Here's the Spitfire I was doing. It's pretty much done. I don't know, I might do some more weathering on it, like some oil washes. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, for being brush painted. I did the antenna wire here out of real, well, not super thin, but pretty thin brass. I was trying to do some stretched sprue, and either it was getting really thin where it was just, well, it just wasn't usable, or I wasn't able to get a piece long enough, so I said, well, I just use some brass, super glued in place. So that guy's pretty much done. That's pretty much all the kits I have. I got a Sherman Mark III up here, but for some reason I think I cannibalized some parts out of it. So maybe I'll make that a destroyed tank or something. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do a live build tonight, but that'll be, if I do, it'll be in a separate video. Just because, I don't know, I'd like to see how long I'm recording. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to y'all soon.